Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
At this convention, and looking back over the years, over this century, can take pride in the actions it has taken, pride in the stands it has made, pride in the things it's done not only for the American labor movement, but for the United States as a whole. We have doubled the number of nuclear weapons in our strategic alert forces. In the last 3 years, we've increased by 45% the number of combat-ready Army divisions. We've increased by 600% the number of our counterinsurgency forces, increased by 175% our procurement of airlift aircraft, and doubled our Polaris and Minuteman program. The United States is stronger today than ever before in our history. And with that strength, we work for peace. If we can obtain the prompt passage of the pending $11 billion tax reduction bill, we will be sailing by next April on the winds of the longest and strongest peacetime expansion in the history of the United States. And even the stock market has broken all records. I'm here today to talk about the right to work, the right to have a job in this country in a time of prosperity in the United States. That's the real right to work issue. That's why I think that this issue of economic security, of jobs, is the basic issue facing the United States in 1963. And I wish we could get everybody talking about it. Some may say that civil rights is the number one issue. This nation needs the passage of our bill. No one gains by being admitted to a lunch counter if he has no money to spend. No one gains from attending a better school if he doesn't have a job after graduation. No one thinks much of the right to own a good home and to sleep in a good hotel or go to the theater if he has no work and no money. Civil rights legislation is important. But to make that legislation effective, we need jobs in the United States. I cannot tell whether we're going to get this legislation before Christmas, but I can say that I believe that this Congress will not go home next summer to the people of the United States without passing this bill. I think we should stay there till we do. Abraham Lincoln said 100 years ago, all that serves labor serves the nation. This hemisphere is our home, and I cannot understand, as I read the debates of the Senate, and as I said yesterday, why it is possible for the Soviet Union, with 1/2 the wealth of the United States, to put as much resources and money and assistance into the single island of Cuba, with 6 million people, as this rich country does in its own backyard for all of the countries of Latin America. Can somebody explain that to me? The United States is the keystone in the arch of freedom. However disappointing life may be around the world, the forces of freedom are still in the majority. And they are in the majority after 18 years because the United States has been willing to bear the burden. We can maintain our commitments. We can strengthen the cause of freedom. We can provide equality of opportunity for our people. Only in the final analysis if we provide for a growing and buoyant and progressive economy here in the United States. And that is what we're attempting to do. So we ask your help, not next year, now. Marshal Lyautey, the great French marshal, went out to his gardener and asked him to plant a tree. And the gardener said, why plant it? It won't flower for 100 years. In that case, the marshal said, plant it this afternoon. That's what we have to do.